All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night team Zoom call. We just got back from a great conference in Dallas, Texas. So wanted to share tonight takeaways that you guys had, that you brought home. And from the stage to learn the big stuff. But I remember many of my takeaways were in the hallway. And I know Molly Purdy came from a hallway conversation way by very first Go Global. And so it was just one girl had made Global and she was sharing on the stage, and I saw her in the bathroom and I just asked her what she did. And I was, and so she started telling me, and then I told Molly's coach. And so it was just really interesting. So I really pay a lot of attention to my hallway conversations. The other thing I learned at that Go Global, which I think is a good thing to apply here since you just got home or at a convention, I remember they were asking, when I went to my first, I had my clients I was an ED by clients. I had no coaches. And I remember they said, well, who are your best clients? Who are your favorite clients? And so I wrote down probably 2 names, maybe 4 names. The next year, those were both coaches. So it's real interesting how when we think of someone that we want to work with, that we really like a lot, and we write them down, you'd be surprised. It's a really great exercise to do. So I'm going to go ahead and want to hear some of your takeaways. Molly, why don't you go ahead and start, because you've probably been around the longest, and so how does this convention relate to others? You're not the oldest one, mind you. You've just been around a long time.
I wear it with pride. I'm not offended.
I know, right?
Somebody was asking me how many conventions I had been to, and so I realized this was like my 7th convention, I think it was. And I always just love and get energized by being at convention. But I would say my biggest takeaway, and which was really kind of encouraging for somebody that is been in this for 8 years, one of the biggest takeaways was hit the refresh button on your business, because everything that we are doing that Mona O'Malley kept saying is the Optavia way. Everything from the way the product is packaged and now delivered in an Optavia, nice, sexy Optavia box, right? To how we bring on new health coaches, streamlined with the new business kit, to how do we find information with the new platforms that they're offering. So I would say that I'm really proud to be associated with a company that always gets it right. And I love to be involved with Optavia at this really critical time, because all the hard work that they've been putting into it, and that includes not just corporate, but the field, has really come to fruition with these great tools that they're giving us. So I would say that's what I'm most excited about. It also gives me an opportunity to clean out my desk and all the old Take Shape for Life branded good stuff that we've used through the years. But it allows me to kind of release all of that and be open to all the new tools in packaging and the Optavia way. Just loved the whole thing about, transformation one healthy habit at a time. Perfect. Just love that. And I love that I'm seeing so many people participating on the weekly calls. I think that that's a critical takeaway too, that these calls are important. So thank you for always leading them, Susan. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mols. That was awesome. Kent, it was your very first Optavia convention, your very first convention period. You went in as an ED and you didn't have a map, because it was only your second. You've only been there 6 weeks, so you didn't know a map. I hadn't even had time to give you a map yet. So how was it for you?
Yeah, it was great. I told Ginger I really love the people. I mean, that's my favorite thing about Optavia, is just the community. I mean, Dan Bell, Dr. A, Susan Yu and your whole team. And it's great to meet Dee and her husband. And, And I just love the people. I mean, it's like I told Ginger, I said, and I've told several people the same thing. I said, look, these are better people in Optavia than I go to church with. I mean, it is just the most mission-based, loving, friendliest, high-integrity group of people I've ever been associated with. So, number one, I was blown away with the quality of the people. And I liked the energy. The award night I thought was great. I don't know what they're going to do next, beyond integrated presidential. I guess they're going to have, universal imperial chancellor. I don't know what's next, but whatever it is, we all want to get there, right? But it was great. The products are great. I mean, I came back. I had Dr. Bramlett called me on Monday. He had two of our patients in, and the husband he'd recommended weight loss for, his wife, when Ginger and I talked to him, she joined in with him, which is phenomenal. I mean, half the time when we close a guy who's got to lose weight, the wife comes on with him. And we're trying to figure out how to do that with whole families. But anyway, we haven't mastered that yet. But it was so cool because he was in the exam room. He called me. He said, I'm so excited. Stefan and Latika are in here, and he's lost 18 pounds in 2 weeks, and she's lost 15, and this is just the greatest thing. So we're going to put him on our practice video website promoting our weight loss program. So that was cool.
Doesn't get any better. It's so true. Doesn't get any better than that. It's like if people try it, we have the goods to make it work. So I'm so glad, that Dr. Bramlett, that you took the leap, and then Dr. Bramlett and Ginger, we're going to be seeing you next year. You know that, right? Well, actually, we'll see you before then. But anyway, thanks, guys. Thank you so much, Kent, for going. You were a lot of fun to have, really.
Thank you. It was fun. Thank you.
All right, Dee, you're another old timer. The old and the new.
Easy there. Who you calling old?
Yeah, that seasoned coach. How's that?
Yeah. Well, I think every time we attend, you just hear it with new ears because you're in a different place, and whatnot. But I really think the theme, and it resonates with me all the time, is just that I'm playing too small. I'll get complacent, like, wow, I'm doing good, like this is good. And, but then you get there and you see what's possible and, the lives that are being transformed. And, I think a lot of people it really resonated with, but I loved that photojournalist when he spoke, on opening night, DeWitt Jones. And, I love that phrase. It's not trespassing to, go beyond your own boundaries. And I have just always I went through a season of my life where I had a lot of self-limiting thoughts and beliefs and whatnot, and really thought I had grown through them, but then yet recognized there were new ones there, so working through that. So that was good. And then what really resonates with me is how quickly people are moving up through the ranks. They really have no concepts, whatever. Carol Hibbs came on, and in 4 weeks was coaching. And then built this incredible business. And people, person after person I talked to, just coming on so much quickly. So that's definitely an opportunity for myself and I think my team to work on our skills in that area. How do we present the offer? How do we, make that happen? Because obviously there's a disconnect there in what, maybe is being said. But, stories are great. I mean, I talk to everybody. That's what I talk to my coaches about too. I could learn that from you, Susan, was, in the bathroom, in the hall, in the classes, look to your left, look to your right, and talk to this gorgeous girl that was behind me in line at lunch, just absolutely stunning. And, find out she lost like 217 pounds on program. I'm like, what? Just blown away by what, show me the original picture. And so the stories are always just so reassuring that what we're doing is just making such a difference in the world. And we just got to go bigger and touch more.
Gotta go bigger. That's a good theme. That's a great theme. All right, let's see. We got Kristen Hill. You were a newbie this year, and what did you share with us about your takeaways, if you can? We can't hear you. Hold on. Let me unmute you. All right, go for it.
I'm on my phone, so thank you. My takeaways, the most profound one for me was how the simplicity of everything now, the new kit coming for the coaches, and how not that it's going to be simple, but that it needs to be simple for us. And then one thing that one of our other coaches just talked about, I had a chance to talk with her about it on a more personal level, was about listening, and about how it is so important for us to just be listeners, and to stop talking sometimes. I know that I have trouble with that, with people thinking that I need to give them an answer, but instead I need to just listen. So those two things for me.
Very, very cool, Kristen. Thanks for, coming. And I mean, it was fun. You just jumped on board too. So it was really, and that listening is the hugest skill I think that we can get. So thanks for that. All right. Back to some, I want to say, actually, Jonathan and Lisa, this was your second convention. So let's compare and contrast, or what did you take away from this one?
To compare and contrast, my first convention, I was very quiet. I talked to my very small group of people, and we kept to ourselves. And I had a conversation in the hallway, and she's going to smile because she knows who it came from, who told me in the hallway to be bold. And I haven't shut up since. I have talked to everyone who would listen. And so, Cindy, thank you. But this, the biggest thing that I took away from this convention was to get out of my own way. Mm-hmm. And one of the sessions that we were in, I think it was Susan LaBelle, said some things that almost sounded like I was on stage saying them. Some of the things, the reasons why I wasn't taking action and I wasn't doing this, and I didn't want to be that person. And it literally, I think I've actually said that to my coach before. Well, I don't want to be that person. And so it kind of hit right to the quick. So we've made some changes, and we haven't shut up since.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. How's it going? Like, what, are you getting good feedback? I mean, you can kind of tell if you're.
So really what we're doing is starting a lot of conversations, and just seeing where they go. Without the focus of trying to sign a client, just starting a conversation and meeting new people.
Bingo. That is so awesome. And without an agenda. Yep. Developing relationships. I love that. That's amazing takeaway. Thank you for that. All right, let's get another newbie. Well, actually, we've got Randy, who not only was her first conference, but she came as a client and became a coach. So we got to touch and feel that new coach kit. So Randy, will you please share? Let me see. Let me unmute you.
Hi.
All right, gotcha.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just came in. I had to pick up my son. What did you want me to share?
Just your takeaways from, this is your first conference, so you have nothing to compare it to. You came as a client.
Oh, it was really cool. I've never been a part of anything like that before. I'm sorry, I'm outside. My neighbors are weird. So it was really impressive just to see how everybody was. It was really cool to see how the founders really love the company, and not just the company as a whole, but the clients and the coaches and everybody that's involved. That was really impressive to me. And Nicole is my coach, and she asked me when I first started what my whys were, and the ones that I came up with initially back in May were not strong enough. So sitting in one of the general sessions one day, it just kind of clicked into place what my whys are. And that's what kind of sprung me into action to go ahead and buy that beautiful black box and bring it home with me. So that was really cool.
Well, she showed us the transformation. She was she showed me yesterday a transformation of you before, when you went to conference and then by the time you left. So
yeah, that was really
awesome. Well, we're very glad you're on the team and very fun.
I am too. It's a pleasure. It really is. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's go back to a seasoned coach, Miss Sandy. Why don't you share a bit?
It was incredible. I was trying to count how many I've been to, and I think it's 6 or 7. I don't know. I think it's right up there where Molly's been. And yeah, you're in a different place every time you go. And it was so exciting to bring people with me. And actually, Mike's wife went as a client and came home also as a coach. And so that was really exciting. I'm not sure where he just went. He's probably in the house. But I love DeWitt. I could listen to him for weeks without resting. He was incredible. I loved a story about the dandelions. It was probably and I'm such a visual anyway. He was so upset that he couldn't get the picture of the dandelions. By the time he did, they were puffballs. But when he got down with the puffballs, that's when it all happened. And Joy and I have been pretty much saying that all weekend. Get down with puffballs. And so that it's never too late. And the beauty comes anyway. So that was one big one for me. And then another one that I heard on stage was, I want to free somebody else. I want to free them like they freed me. And I was just, when I heard that, I just took my breath away. And another cool thing that I heard in the hall was another one of my clients, Delia, was her first convention. And she was on the fence whether she wanted to be a coach or not. And finally, toward the end, she looked at me and she said, I can't hardly even say it. She said, I want to bring my husband home. And I was just like, oh my gosh. She goes, he works so hard. And that's her why. And so I'm just blown away by it all.
Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, it was so much fun to see you there. And, you shared how different one year was to the next, and how you were just working, things came up and you just got to work, and it was how fun. And, it's what DeWitt said, that you want to keep mastering our skills. Mm-hmm. He says, all on the way, just get, master your skills and then put yourself in a situation where you can maximize your opportunity. And so you did both, so that's very cool. Thank you. All right, let's see, Sherry. You were new. This was your first conference. Let me unmute you.
Yeah. Hey, Susan. I had so much that I got out of this conference. It's unbelievable. We talk about awakening the potential in our clients or our prospects. To me, the potential, I got my potential awakened. It was very motivating. And to be surrounded by such kind of a loving, giving, smart culture, and to understand the company and Dr. A and Dan Bell and that whole piece of it was just amazing. Never mind from a marketing standpoint, the branding was exquisite. The rebranding of the company down to that box we're getting our stuff in. And I guess if I can, another coach said this, what part of my awakening the potential, my potential, was just how to talk about it. And I was looking for language and also just almost some kind of, I guess you could say, permission to just talk to people about it. And somehow that got unleashed, and I'm not sure how. I talked to everybody. I talked to this guy all the way back on the plane. I got his name. He's, it's unbelievable. Today I was in line. I talked to the woman next to me. I gave her a card. I reset my goals as far as where I want to go, for sure. So I really saw the mission in this really just became just so strong to me. And that is something that in my life at this point is, it's something that is very, very attractive. So I was totally impressed, very motivated. Thanks for asking.
Oh, thanks for going. You're absolutely right. It's one of my clients got the box. And she said, well, it's really good, you know, but like you say, the mission part of it. And I love that, you know, we're in an environment where there's no resistance. You know, we have all this resistance, and then we're in this environment where we see what's possible. And it's so great to just see that and experience it, and then go out and, like you say, just be different. So thank you. All right. She's not old, but she's been to conferences before. Tell me more. Go ahead and mute yourself, Sherry. I've got these little things all over my computer.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. You asked me to say something. Is that right, Susan?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I just want to make sure my old ears heard correctly.
So you're not old. You're just experienced.
That's right. I'm seasoned. I guess you know, when we were just on Nicole's Zoom call, and what I really heard. I'll say something different because a lot of you guys heard this one, but what I also heard is to invite people.
Mm.
You know, that's something that we don't think about, is that, you know, we're not saying, oh, you got to do this or you should do this or anything. We just need to remind ourselves that it is sometimes the way we say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the invite word came up a lot, and that's not something that I think I've heard in a lot of the conferences. I think this is my fourth one, but I heard, and I've written it down on my best and favorite ideas that I encountered, was to invite people to join in. I think something that really came up was getting everybody to tell their story. And I know we've been focusing on this as a team. You brought that in with Allison Wonder, but they kept having the booths and everything, which I didn't get a chance to because there wasn't really enough time, because people were really excited about doing that. But again, really honing my story, having my coaches really hone their story, and then getting my clients to understand they have a story to tell. Because I don't think we realize that that's as powerful as it is, because, and it really resonated with the folks on stage, because when I heard their stories, I mean, literally on Saturday night, Joy sat beside me. I had to have tissues out of my pocketbook, because I mean, I was in tears the whole night just listening to such powerful stories, and just listening to, you know, where they come from, and you know, and some had, you know, some really incredible startings, but again, not everybody. But it was just amazing to hear the stories, and I thought that was a takeaway that we've been working on, but I didn't realize how powerful. I've been kind of a little bit resistant myself, not really resistant, but not honing that in. So again, I would say, you know, that was more, I got more clear about that.
That's awesome. Thank you, Terry. That's great.
Sure.
And you had a good line dance too. It was very
Oh, well, thank you. Even there was a few of us to do it. I had fun. Hey, it rocks the baby to sleep, so I use that line dance on a regular basis.
Well, I don't have a baby, but I learned the line dance. But and then I want to watch the video too. So anyway, I haven't done that yet. So thanks, Terry.
My pleasure.
All right, we're back to a newbie. April Palace. You looked beautiful going to the prom. Gorgeous. Always look gorgeous. And,
Thank you.
So how was it? How was your first conference?
It was amazing. I think my biggest takeaway was, well, actually there was a couple of them. But one of them is watching Randy literally chase after a woman to tell her that she had a nice dress on. And it was like a door opened for me. Because I'm so shy when I'm around huge crowds, and it just really opened me up. So every time I sat down with somebody in a workshop or something, I would try to start talking to them. And it's just really helped me in the last couple of days. But the one thing that stood out to me was learn to change or you won't grow. And so with what Randy helped me, she probably didn't even know she helped me, but, and the other one was, get out of your own stinking way. I love that one because it, you know, just being a shy person and getting into a huge crowd or talking to people that I haven't talked to in a long time, it's really helped. I mean, this conference has just inspired me so much.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because they do talk about introverts and, you know, shyer people, but one of the things that I have learned, and it's actually taught, that, you know, sometimes an extrovert can be one who likes to talk a lot, obviously, and maybe doesn't listen as well. So back to what we talked about, listening. So, you know, sometimes when people are shy, they're very good listeners, and so they draw people in. And that's such a beautiful skill and very beautiful quality to really nurture. It's powerful as well as being able to talk to anybody. But I love the vision of Randy running after somebody just to give him a compliment. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, it was very cool to see.
Who doesn't love that? That's great. Thank you for that, April. All right, let's see. I'm seeing, I know we got Cindy, and did Mike left? Oh, and Susan Gouda. All right, so let me, Cindy, because we're going back to the seasoned coaches, and then Susan will wrap up with you. Yeah.
Okay, so much good stuff already, and I just have to reiterate the power of the stories. I think just hearing all those stories on the stage just exemplified what we have in our hand is such a great gift that we could share with so many, and it's so powerful. It's huge, and I feel like I'm on a strong mission because like they said, it's not about weighing less on the scale. It's all that you have to gain, you know, I don't even have to say, I have to go, it's all that you have to gain in the process. And what these people have been able to do in their transformation, it's truly inspiring. And yeah, I think the stories keep on going through my head like constantly. But one of the things I liked, I think DeWitt was the big guy there, that there's more than one right answer is equal to creativity. And I think when we coach, we need to think about having more than one right answer, and have our clients also think that there's more than one right answer. So I thought that was pretty powerful, and it's all about, you know, taking risks and looking for that next right answer and not looking at our mistakes along the way.
Love that, Cindy. Love that. That was so powerful for me too, right? That was not more than one right answer. Thanks, Cindy. Susan Gouda, are you around? Can you unmute yourself, or do you need me to unmute you? I got you. I'll get you.
There we go.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. So I'm sorry, this time of night is a little rough for me. So can you repeat what I'm answering? Because I'm...
just share a quick takeaway that you had from a conference. You're a newbie, and this is your first conference. So will you share with us something that you took away that you're going to put into practice or excited about?
Sure. Really staying connected. Before I mentioned about listening, but as just coinciding with that is the staying connected. I have a tendency to go off and be my own little island, but I need you guys. And really staying true to the program and doing it as it's lined up. And don't create my own way, but actually do what's proven, and just continue to plug in to what is available.
That's powerful, Susan, because I know, and it's so much easier if we do that too, isn't it? It's like than making up ourselves or figuring it all out. It's great. Well, thank you. You look pretty Saturday night as well. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
And then, all right, we got Marsha. Marsha, you're a seasoned girl. Go ahead, unmute. I'll unmute you. Finish us up. You good? Marsha? All right. I know you're there. All right, Marcia, going once, going twice. Did we lose you? All right, well, let's go ahead. We better end it, and we'll hear from Marcia next time. And thank you all for being here. Thank you all for coming to conference. Got a lot of great tools on our Office in Motion. Maybe next week we'll do a tour through that and go through some training of some of the new tools. So again, have a great week. Thank you all. And Molly's going to France this week, so let's wish her bon voyage, or Arriva, Derci. And so anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.